in Snatched, Amy Schumer plays a very selfish woman whose boyfriend breaks up with her the day before they're supposed to go on a trip to Ecuador. When no one else will go on the trip with her, she ends up taking her paranoid mother, played by Goldie Hawn, along with her. Eventually, they end up getting kidnapped and on the run from evil kidnapper people in Colombia. And thus is our adventure, where a mother and daughter reconnect on a wacky adventure. And I actually kind of liked it. I'm by no means an Amy Schumer fan. I really don't like Amy Schumer for all the reasons everyone else doesn't like Amy Schumer. And I was kind of weirded out by the idea that Goldie Hawn came out of a 15-year retirement to do this particular movie with Amy Schumer. But when push comes to shove, this type of kind of simple comedy I enjoy. The movie in general kind of has a bit of the vibe of Romancing the Stone, for the obvious reasons of it's two people trekking through South America trying to get away from people trying to kill them. And so there's a certain vibe to it that's a lot of fun. Enough of the humor worked. I don't know if it was just because of the theater that I was in. Like, there's only like 10 people in my theater, but they were all having a really good time, so maybe it kind of sucked me into the energy, but I liked it. So let's talk about the good. Right off the bat, like I said, just the ambiance, this type of adventure story, I think it lends itself to just a fun ride at the movies. It's really easy for me to enjoy something like this. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not overly pretentious or preachy or anything like that. It's just a fun little ride with some humor, a little sort of action type beats in there that makes for a fun ride along the way. Seeing Goldie Hawn return to the screen, of course, is always fun to see, kind of just a classic Hollywood star return. And just even the simple fact that she's returning to material that's beneath her means she elevates the material and brings something to it. There's a couple of actual emotional scenes where she starts acting and you can see that she's in a totally different league than Amy Schumer, where suddenly it's like, whoa, it just got real and there's an actor in the room and they are acting. So some moments like that. And like I said, my theater was laughing. I was laughing. There's certainly some gags in this that I was like, I can't believe I'm laughing at this. But I am definitely laughing at this. And so the elements that need to work worked. And really, you'll probably hear this in a lot of reviews, but really the supporting cast is what makes this movie work. There's all kinds of these. There's a guy like on the helpline at the Department of Justice. I don't know. I think that's what it is. And he's just kind of like this straight-laced black dude that just says everything matter of fact. And it's so funny because he's responding off of Amy Schumer's brother, Goldie Hawn's son, who's like this nutty, wacky guy. I don't remember the actor's name, but such a funny dynamic there. Chris Meloni from Law & Order SVU and Man of Steel, he's in this for about 10-15 minutes. And it just is probably the best part of the movie because it's really funny. It's him, kind of this Indiana Jones type character, I forget the name of the character from Romancing the Stone, but that type of just adventurer guy. And he's playing it so serious in this movie, which is really funny the way it plays out. And there's Wanda Sykes has a part in it. Joan Cusack's in it too, and a little bit overcooked, but it worked. It was fun and funny for me. So let's talk about the negative. And the big negative with this movie is it's an Amy Schumer comedy, and therefore it just goes for like the hard R. And the whole time I was watching the movie thinking, this movie could not just feel that's good passable entertainment. It could have moved up to like really great kind of sort of adventure sort of film that I'd recommend to my mom and my sister. If you do one simple thing, you take Amy Schumer and her humor out of it and you put Kate Hudson in it and you team up Goldie Hawn with her daughter for a mother-daughter bonding movie that's a PG-13 comedy, and it'd just be a much better movie than the one that we got. For the simple fact of the matter is that the raunchy Amy Schumer dirty humor in this doesn't really fit well with the rest of the movie. It moves it into something else, because you don't normally go to see a movie with your mom about really crass sex jokes and whale sperm jokes and boob jokes and getting drunk jokes. Like I don't know if you're a daughter, what your relationship with your mother is, but like that's not the one that I've seen and with my wife or with my sister related to their mothers. That's not the way it works. And so the nature of the humor in this, it's just so crass and talking about just dirty sex stuff that it like the whole idea of it being a mother-daughter bonding movie just goes out the window, because we're so stuck in crass mode that you can't have the actual emotions that would be natural in the movie that are supposed to be in the movie, because it's this whole other thing. And while I said a lot of the humor comes from that, and some of it's actually quite funny, it makes it so the movie can't be the better movie. And I think if you're picking between Adventure in Columbia road trip movie, mother-daughter movie, and Crass movie, you could have Crass Amy Schumer adventure movie. You can have mother-daughter adventure movie. I don't think you can have all three of these and have the tone and the themes of it really make sense, because it's just too weird of an idea if you ask me to mix all this together. And so that doesn't work to it. But the movie that they gave us was a good enough, enjoyable enough time that I wouldn't mind watching this again. And that's as someone that does not like Amy Schumer. Oh, that's, I guess, the other one negative I'll give before I give my rating. There's a couple of times it feels, and maybe this is just carrying the weight of Amy Schumer and her politics and all of her grandstanding and stuff, but there's a few moments in this where it drifts into very much Amy Schumer giving weird speeches and lectures on gender roles, and just because he made a choice doesn't mean that choice affects me, and I'm going to make my own choice. It's like, what movie do you think you're in right now that this makes any sense? And it's played for jokes a lot of the time, but there's stuff in it that just feels like Amy Schumer giving a mini speech that she thinks is funny, but it's not funny coming from her because she says stuff like that seriously in interviews all the time. So I didn't care for that side to it. All that said, I liked it way more than I was thinking I was going to. If it had been the PG-13 Kate Hudson Goldie Hawn movie that would have been funnier, and I think it would have been something special, I feel like, if you'd done something like the type of movie that people remember, like, oh yeah, remember when Kate Hudson and Goldie Hawn did a movie? That was really cool when they did this mother-daughter movie. It'd be a movie a lot of mothers and daughters would remember and actually want to go see, as opposed to, I mean, I can't imagine my mother and sister ever watching this together without it being really uncomfortable. Yeah. So all that said, I'd actually give it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I just wish it would have been the better movie that I could have given like an 8.5 to, but it's a solid 7 out of 10, which is much higher than I was expecting. I enjoyed the adventure. I enjoy these type of adventure type movies. And if I'm being honest, if you enjoyed the trailer to it, or you like kind of these road trip and exotic location type stories where wacky hijinks happen, you'll check this one out. I think you'll be happy. Go check it out at matinee price or rent it at Redbox. You don't need to rush out to see it because it won't be there much longer anyway. But it's a good ride if you enjoyed the trailer. How about you? What did you think about it? Tell me down below in the comments section. And if you're a daughter with a mother, would you go see this movie with your mother with all of these sex, sperm jokes, poo-poo jokes, and drug and alcohol jokes? Is that something you guys actually go see? Because I'm church world guy. That's not what the mothers and daughters I know go and see together. Tell me your thoughts on it down below. If you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, TV reviews, trailer reactions, and I got this thing called Masters of Movie Trivia where me and some other YouTubers compete on movie trivia to discover who the master of movie trivia is. That's where the title came from. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.